Students, we are given this question. We are expected to find the value of x. Now, I'm going to show you two ways by which you can solve this particular question. The first way is, let me just take t to be equal to 2 raised to the power of sine squared x. And then I can rewrite, therefore 2 raised to the power of cos squared x can be rewritten as 2 raised to the power. I'm going to use cos squared x written as 1 negative sine squared x, right? So this can be further rewritten as 2 raised to the power 1 times 2 raised to the power negative sine squared x, which can be rewritten as 2. I can push it down, so it's going to be 2 over 2 raised to the power sine squared x. Now this is 2 over 2 raised to the power sine squared x is t, so I now have 2 raised to the power cos squared x as 2 over t. So therefore what I can do is, if I were to take this as 1, I can rewrite 1 to be as, in place of this I'm going to substitute t, in place of this I'm going to use 2 over t is equal to 3. Now if I were to multiply both sides by t, this would give me t squared positive 2 is equal to 3 times t. I can bring this down to the left hand side. That would give me t squared positive 2 negative 3t is equal to 0. I can rewrite this as t squared negative 3 times t positive 2 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation. I can solve it by using the formula. That would be 3 plus or minus square root of negative, so this is going to be b squared, right? So it's going to be negative 3 raised to the power 2 negative 4 times of a is 1 and my c is 2 divided by 2 times a. Now this is equal to 3 plus or minus root of 3 squared is 9, 4 times 1 is 4 times 2 is 8, so you got a 9 negative 8, and that is simple, so that's going to be 3 plus or minus, so root of 9 negative 8, that's going to give us 1, so root of 1 will be 1, that's going to be divided by 2. So I got two values for t. So one value would be t is equal to 3 positive 1 over 2, so that's going to be 4 over 2, so that's going to give me 2, and the next value would be t is equal to 3 negative 1 over 2, that's going to be 2 over 2 is equal to 1. Now my value of t, okay, but my t is 2 raised to the power of sine squared x, so this would mean when t is equal to 2, I'm going to rewrite this as 2 raised to the power of sine squared x is equal to 2, which means sine squared x is equal to 1, which means sine x is equal to 1, right? So for what values of x will sine x be equal to 1? Obviously, if I were to take x is equal to pi over 2, that's the first value. Sine 90 will give me 1. Okay, let me just hold it there. Now let me move on. Of course, this is not the only point. X is equal to pi over 2 is not the only point that sine x is going to be equal to 1. You all know that. Now let me go and focus on the next value of t. That's t is equal to 1. So this would mean, let me write that down. So when t is equal to 1, so this is going to be 2 raised to the power of sine squared x is equal to 1. So this would mean I need to produce 1 here. So when would that be possible here? So this is going to be 2 raised to the power of sine squared x is equal to 2 raised to the power of 0. This means sine squared x is equal to 0. This means sine x is equal to 0. So I need to produce all values of x for which sine x is equal to 0, and I need to produce all values of x for which sine x is equal to 1. So the value of x would be, if I were to take some quantity n, so it's going to be n times pi over 2. So that would be the solution for this. This is the valid solution. Now I have already promised you that I would be also doing this question in another manner. Let me show that over here. Now I'm going to rewrite 2 raised to the power of sine squared x. Let me do this thing. 2 raised to the power of sine squared x positive. I'm going to rewrite cos squared x as 1 negative sine squared x. I'm going to do that, which is equal to 3. So this can be further rewritten as 2 raised to the power of sine squared x positive 2 times of 2 raised to the power of sine squared x is equal to 3. This can be further rewritten as 2 raised to the power of sine squared x positive and pushing 2 raised to the power negative sine squared x down. So that's going to be 2 raised to the power of sine squared x is equal to 3. Now from here you can very well take 2 raised to the power sine squared x is equal to some y or some x or some p or something like that, and that would in turn lead you to the same thing that we have done. But the solution, no matter what method or in what way you do, this is always going to be the solution for this question. Thank you, students.